That is not a sound that we hear very often living in our part of the United States. Sound of dripping water. This is a little tank that we keep in the yard, right under the edge of the studio roof, you can see. And the snow is gradually melting off of the roof up there. Pretty much gone now, just a little bit left. But it's collecting right here, and you cannot imagine how welcome a sight this is. Usually this tank, which I think holds 250 gallons, is it overflows on a normal year probably 4 or 5 times a year at least. But last year we got, I think the deepest it ever got was about 10 inches of water, and promptly dried out immediately after that and was bone dry for most of the year. So it's very exciting for us to actually have this tank full. I always check it after any kind of precipitation to see how much we've collected, and wow, a whole what we would say a whole bucket full. Very exciting. This water is usually used pretty much in a normal year, not last year. This thing was empty by, I want to say, the end of March last year, and never filled up again. But in a normal year, this tank usually has enough water in it to supply top watering with a watering can for the garden until usually in May, sometimes even a little later. We didn't get to use that last year, and we're looking forward to it a lot this year. We're hoping that we'll have a little bit more of this free stuff from the sky, what one of my neighbors used to call God's water, instead of having to pay for it. But doesn't that sound amazing? It's actually really fun watching the intersection of the rips. Texas, it's raining on me. To which I say, don't stand under the edge of the roof. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. It's a very hopeful start to the year to have a reservoir of water here. Now, some other areas in the garden we've taken advantage. Excuse me, Jack. We've taken advantage of the snowfall. Now you'll notice that the snow is much deeper over here than it ever was in real life. But anytime we get snow, I pile it up in the flower beds, because that really increases the amount of moisture reserve in the flower bed, and it really helps with the bulbs. We have iris, daffodils, and tulips in here. And I have a bunch of tulips that I'd actually planned to plant, which didn't happen because everything went wrong this fall. The ground froze too fast. We had weather. Every time we were going to get out here, we had weather. But I've been stacking the snow, even the smallest amount of snow, anything that you can scrape off of the flagstones here goes right in there. And I normally do that every winter because it waters the plants that are in there. It's problematic to water out here in the wintertime. The only thing you could do is you could bring out a hose and attach it to the frost-free hydrant and then run the water and then drain the hose and put it away, which is, you can guess, a pain in the patootie. So being able to take advantage of free water is always a very cool thing. And as you can see, we have quite a bit of free water here stacked under the eaves of the house because it slides off the roof. And this will stay for a long time because not only is it extremely dense, this is actually quite icy, but it's really water soaked. It'll stay right, and it's in the shade. So this will stay here probably for at least a month, maybe longer. And is a constant source of annoyance for Isa, who normally would sneak along the edge of the house if it was raining or something like that, so she could stay dry. But yeah, a little view into water reserve in Arizona. These beds that are over here, as I was cleaning the pathways, any extra snow went into those too. Same thing over there where I had planted the garlic earlier this year. So yeah, we take advantage of every drip we can get.